Hello, Xanthillion here, making a follow-up video about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. This time I'm gonna spoil. The content of this video will be spoilers. If you have not yet seen Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, just stop. Stop now. um, because follow-up video because there were things that I would have liked to have mentioned in my first little review. Um, so yeah, to elaborate on what I thought was really good. Um, there are many scenes when Scamander is interacting with one of the larger monsters. I think he called it a Thunderbird or something. It's a giant freaking eagle that can summon lightning, and he's cuddling this thing's head a couple of times, maybe three, can't remember. And of course, whenever you've got an interaction between live action and CGI, those always are difficult to pull off, and I think they did that really well. Other thing I thought was really good was the relationship between Scamander and Tina. Yeah, usually when it comes to romances on screen, it's like for very young, immature, impulsive people. But I liked that these two people were a little bit older, a little bit more mature. Um, still not like completely wise, um, but it's not a whirlwind romance. It's just a thing that starts out not there at all, and then becomes like there's definitely something going on there, but both of them have other priorities, um, and I just like that that's very subdued, um, and there's no stupid out there acts of like love and passion and all that stuff. It's just there, which is good. Um, when it comes to Queenie, the telepath, when I first encountered her, or when she was first presented to us in the film, at first I was like, ugh. Okay, so her character description is basically one huge word that says flirt slash smaller word slut, and then every other character description is second. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for that. Um, as for the whole the thing that she can mind read constantly, without even trying. When I first thought about that, that annoyed me a bit because in the Harry Potter books, mind reading is incredibly difficult to do. Like not many people can pull it off because it's just that difficult. We know that Voldemort can do it, but that's because he is just a magical powerhouse, and Snape can do it. It's hinted at that Dumbledore can do it, but like no one else. Because can you imagine how many of the plots in Harry Potter could have been resolved if people could just read minds easily? So the idea of reading minds should be something that's incredibly difficult. So the idea of someone just constantly doing it without even trying, at first, that didn't seem right. But then I remembered that that there's a huge variation of magical ability within just normal wizards and witches anyway. Like some people are so bad at magic that they fear that they're squibs, which is magical parent's non-magical child. Um, sorry, I'm holding this by two hands. So I thought maybe she could have been a total savant, like, naturally gifted. But then I also remembered Professor Trelawney. She's the divination teacher who's like a complete fraud, except for occasionally she does a real prophecy. And obviously, seeing the future isn't just, something you can learn to do in the Harry Potter universe, at least not with any degree of accuracy. But then, she just randomly, without even trying, comes out with real, genuine prophecies. So I think there's precedent set that every now and then in the wizarding world, someone pops up with just natural, amazing ability. Um, so she's fine. Once I thought about her, well, the mind reading bit at least. What else is worth mention? Oh yeah, the wand play. Um, it's I know one of my friends in real life is now wondering about the timeline of when Grindelwald got the Elder Wand, because when I first watched it and Graves slash Grindelwald started fighting all of those auras at once in the subway, like there was like 20 of them, one of him, and like their spells just bounce off him, and he starts magically smacking them down. I thought that was Elder Wand stuff. If you've just watched the films and you've not read the books, the Elder Wand is not just a super powerful wand. It doesn't just like multiply the magic that you have. It's one of the Deathly Hallows, supposedly crafted by the Grim Reaper, and it does magnify your magical powers. It is a very powerful wand, but it's also got this constant enchantment on it, which means you will never ever lose a magical duel, which fits with how Newt Scamander was able to defeat him, because he didn't cast a spell. What he did wasn't magical. It was just that stupid yo-yo beast, the swooping death. It's called like that really poisonous bird. Just like shot him out, and this animal took care of it for him. And if he was using the Elder Wand at that time, that would explain why he was able to kick ass so much, and how being disarmed by a beast was just so plausible. Oh yeah, just to jog your memory, the Deathly Hallows was the Elder Wand, the I can't remember what they called it, the stone that lets you talk to the dead, and Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. Just three magical items of incredible power, which when you combine let you be the master of death. Whatever master of death means. But Harry Potter got them all and came back from the dead, so maybe that's what it means. Oh yeah, and that other friend I mentioned, he is really autistic, so he has an amazing eye for detail, and he immediately noticed that the wand that Grindelwald was holding was not the Elder Wand. So maybe Grindelwald is just that powerful. Which does fit, because people have... it's supposed to be known that only 3 people in the recorded history of the wizarding world, at least as far as I know, can do magic without a wand. And that's Voldemort, because he's just been supercharging his magical power. Albus Dumbledore, because he's just a badass. And Grindelwald. And in this film, I almost said in this book, in this film we see Grindelwald do magic without a wand, such as like throwing a car at Porpentina. Daft name if you ask me, but this is J.K. Rowling we're talking about. So he just like telekinetically lifts up a car and throws it at her, like with his left hand, while his right hand, with a wand in it, is like doing lightning bolts and stuff. So it's entirely possible that Grindelwald is just that amazing at magic without the Elder Wand, because he's proven he's capable of doing wandless magic, which is incredibly rare, and only the most powerful can. The things I didn't like. The mating ritual scene with that giant whale rhino thing. That's all I need to say about that. That was shit. The execution chamber in the I can't remember what they called it now. The American Ministry of Magic. When Scamander and Goldstein are sentenced to death, and like just two white-clad middle-aged women take them downstairs. Firstly, without searching Scamander, because he's able to escape because he has this little like plant-looking creature that likes to pick locks. You'd think they would have searched him for that. They didn't. Yeah, I'm going to execute you, but I'm not going to, you can have your full pockets and whatever magical gizmos you've got. So yeah, they take him to the execution scene, and they've got this floor. It's like a liquid floor, and it's like molten silver, and it's like incredibly hot, and it just disintegrates stuff that touches it, as well as like rising up and all sorts of stuff. And so they put someone on a chair, and then the chair is slowly lowered down into it, as well as all that rubbish with the memories, which is obviously like pensive stuff from Dumbledore's office. As far as I know, the pensive stuff is just to make it less unpleasant, so that people are reliving their nicest memories when they die. Oh, isn't that nice? But it's such an incredibly elaborate method of killing, especially because Avada Kedavra, or Avada Kedavra, yes, Avada Kedavra. It's just two words. Admittedly, I've stumbled over them right now, so maybe they stumble over Avada Kedavra every now and then. It's just like, point, clip, zap, bang, dead. Next. Point, clip, zap, bang, dead. Next. Okay, well that's those two taken care of. You don't need one ridiculously elongated execution chamber, which gives people ample opportunity to break out of. I mean, what's the bloody point? Like, imagine being the designer of that chamber. It's like, well, okay, Minister, or Madam President, or whatever it was. You've requested I build that the killing chamber, and well, it's just a room so far. It's basically a cupboard. Just put him in. Avada Kedavra, and then drag the body out. I'll bury him later. How about that?
Well, no, Squibbins. That won't do at all. It needs to have pizzazz. This is the 20s we're talking about. Come on, we can't simply be using one spell It is, after all, the current year.
Oh, okay then. I can't remember what voices I was doing, but basically, I found that whole thing just redundantly silly. Yeah. What else didn't I like? The goblin chappie in the bar when his fingertips bent backwards. That was just creepy. Don't like it. But you know, incredibly minor. I'm trying to think now. I think that's about it for the stuff I didn't really like. I I'm a very pessimistic person. Normally, whenever there's anything I'm engaged with, I'm like, don't like that, don't like that, that's shit, don't like that, that's awful, what were they thinking? Oh, look, one good thing. Don't like that, don't like that. But no, with this one, I definitely had more things that I did like than didn't like. Which is a rare feeling, and one that I actually like. On the on the off chance that any of you, both of you, are actually watching this till the end, firstly, thank you. Secondly, if you've seen it, I'd like to know what you guys think. Type out in the comments or private message me on Facebook if you're one of my friends. What you like, what you didn't like about the film, and if you've not yet seen the film but somehow made it to the end, what's wrong with you?